Hey guys, ATF here. Well, it's my first new video here on ATF Weight Loss. Again, sorry for this weird setup through the steering wheel. I will say, I meant to bring my little miniature tripod and my phone tripod mount with me, but I completely forgot. It was one of those things, just as I was going out the door, I'm like, there's something I need to bring there. What is it? I can't think of what it is. It was my tripod, phone mount and stuff. So, sorry about the weird setup again. But anyways, here we go. So this is, today is March 19th. The first weigh-in for this medical weight management program that I'm on. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the video I have on my main channel, ATF6281914, and then watch that, and that'll give you some information as to what I'm talking about, because I don't want to spend a whole few minutes just describing what I'm doing right now, because I'm pretty sure I already said all that. So anyways, yeah, the first weigh-in was March 11th. We got weighed in last night. Let me start by saying this. When they weighed me March 11th, I weighed 338. Now you might say, hey, ATF, I saw your video on your main channel and you said 320. WTF? Yeah, here I am to explain that. Because 320 was on my personal scale at home that technically only goes up to 300, so I may have been actually pushing its limits, and so there's that. I was using my scale. I weighed myself first thing in the morning before I had eaten anything, and I don't recall if I did, but I may or may not have shed some clothing to save that little bit of weight, or to kind of take off that extra little bit of weight. Okay, all three things, excuse the outdoor sound, by the way, have my window open and the freeway is only 200 yards away. All three of those things were the exact opposite when they weighed me. They weigh me at night, and March 11th was like the last night of we could eat, you know, whatever we wanted, and I'll be honest, I had a good sized dinner that night, so I had a full day's worth of food and water in my, well, not all water, but you know what I mean. I had a nearly all whole day's worth of food and water in my system. I was using their medical scale, digital as well, not that it really matters, because anyways, and then I was wearing all my clothing. Shirt, undershirt, obviously underwear and shorts, and then shoes. All that together, all three of those things together, and it's like, I could see the 14-pound difference. Or, no, excuse me. No, sorry, I said 338. I meant 334. 338 was the second time they weighed me. So the very first initial weigh-in was 334. Sorry, I got confused there. They weighed me a week later, and that was the last week you could eat whatever you wanted. Like, it's kind of the last two raw. After that week, which was March 11th, I weighed 338. Last night, March 18th, I went and I weighed 328. So I lost in 1 week. I was like, kind of, I didn't even know what to say when I saw 10 pounds lost in 1 week. I'm like, that's crazy. That doesn't even seem possible. But you know, of course, when you have more to lose, you can just lose it quicker. You know, if you're obviously putting forth some effort. So, yeah. So, a little note on the scale part. I know I could use my scale and do every day, because the meetings there and the weigh-ins are only once a week, but why bother? Because then there's going to be the conflicting numbers of my number is lower, but their number is always higher. So I'm just going to always do their number. Since I'm in their medical weight program, I'm just going to use their scale, you know, because that's the number that they're going to use. So why don't I use that? So I am. So that has been only the products and water. Here's an example of one of the bars, though I ate it already. This was today. Actually, I actually have two with me. This is the one I have not eaten yet. I have a very steady schedule of when to eat or drink a shake or bar. This one is double berry. The packaging is pretty generic, but the boxes obviously have a lot more information. And this is an example of the cinnamon. They all pretty much do not taste bad at all. The shakes, a couple of the flavors I don't care for. I prefer the chocolate, so that's what I have right now. But I don't have that with me because I do those in the early morning and then late at night. And let's see. Anything? What do I have? Oh, also, yeah, water. I've been shooting for, at first I was shooting for 150 ounces, so 150 ounces every day. This is my 32 ounce, as you can probably see. I only have about 8 ounces left or so. But 150 was just a little too much for me. I mean, I'll be honest, I have a huge bladder. I can hold it for a long time, but it was constantly just tingling and just really irritating. So I'm bumping that number down, at least for right now, to 120 ounces. So we'll see how that goes. Also, I do use 2 applications on my phone. One is for the water, and that application, that app is called WaterIn, and it's very simple. It's free, very simple interface. You can, you know, put the size of your cups and whatnot in, and you just kind of click a button and say, I drank this much, and it just kind of keeps a little log for you. And then I also use, it's called WeightDiary. I had on my phone for a long time, but just recently I started using it again, and it's really easy to kind of keep your weight and stuff in. So we weigh, like I said, every week we have a weigh-in. So after that weigh-in, as I'm walking to the classroom, I go to my app and I put in that number, and so then you can see a graph. You can see if you put in like a goal weight, you can see how many pounds you still have to lose. And a cool thing I noticed last night is, like, going by the current trend of how much I'm losing, it actually gives what's the word? Not prediction, but it gives you an idea of how long it'll take to lose that weight. So I think it said like 8.5 months for me to get down to, I think I put in 199 as my goal weight. So that's pretty cool. So 2 apps if you want to check them out: WaterIn and then WeightDiary. Both of them just spelled normally. Then also we're given little pedometers. These track your steps. Today is pretty bad so far. I've only taken 873 steps, and you can play with this, and like that converts to 0.2 miles. So really nifty little device. And of course there's also a clock on there. Just really nifty, really small, and I keep that with me, just in my pocket. But yeah, so I'm approaching my 10-minute mark. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to leave them down below. As always, I'm ATF. Thank you for watching, and I am out. Adios.